Okay, that's pretty. My name is Chad Brown, and good afternoon. Welcome to 1d8 plus 1 Leonel Orbs. I am doing a video to correct for a video I made in the past that was very exciting. It was about doing a blaze fire adjustment or correction type thing to Lightning's weapon upgrade. And in that video, I tried to demonstrate winning that battle and making a Lightning with her weapon adding a strength above 200. Since then, it's gotten a little bit better. I've been kind of busy with some other material coursework, and I've been trying to do a Knights of the Old Republic type thing, going back through that video game. And that's been pretty exciting. I have never been in a lot of video games beforehand type thing, but from time to time I get questions or dares type thing in that type of sense, or none of the above, I guess, type thing, of saying that that armor doesn't exist, or that enhancement can't be done in Final Fantasy, and you're like, alright, that's it, I can't do this anymore. And they're not there at your TV type thing, they've all gone abroad and work in other places. But in that type of sense, I'm like, you know what, you still can see it. I'll make it a video, and I'll put it on YouTube, then everybody can see it, and they'll know the location of the Republic mod armor type thing in Knights of the Old Republic by BioWare, or in terms of Final Fantasy type thing, they'll understand that their weapon upgrade can happen before creature comforts. There are some differences and not some differences from doing so. The most important difference being that you get to do 2 chapters ahead a weapon upgrade in that type of sense, and experience that through certain battles that'll make that a lot easier if she's strength 200 or above type thing, that for that environment. Otherwise, you might have to go through it with strength 76 and do like 150 or 125 damage type thing. But with the upgrade, you can probably about 150 to 250, clear about 450 to 562. I'm sure there will be other percentages type thing. It is somewhat difficult sometimes because you have to gather the components. Having the option to do it type thing, that's important. But also having the means of the random finds of the sturdy bones or the chip fangs and things of that nature. This time I was somewhat lucky and had the like 24 chip fangs type thing. Thing that set that apart type thing was I never used to make a big deal about the 5-star lottery draw type thing in that type of sense. If I had 3 stars or something like that, then that's okay. But from time to time you want to pick up a 5-star after a combat, because in that combat the 5 stars sometimes might give you no spoils type thing, but other times it might give you 2 or 3 of a particular item like chip fang. So if you get into a certain region and you're going through, no guarantee though, going back and forth type thing, that type of sense, but with like 8 battles, if you 5-star type thing, you might get like 3 chip fangs or 2 chip fangs per encounter going one time through and end up with 16 chip fangs type thing and be able to use that. It is very important to do so in that type of sense. The game and the book doesn't describe it. Another reason why I've made a bunch of videos in that sense was in doing a bunch of videos. I was finding on the web through YouTube type thing. I was enjoying Creative Juices, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, public service announcement of the player's handbook, and doing like a Far Side strip of it. And I was enjoying some other video game commentary, but on movies and stuff. But I wasn't seeing appropriate information type thing for doing what I wanted to do. And I'm like, if I get a chance, I want to make a video about it and put that online. And sometimes that helps type thing. I've got a video for my Magnavox one. And that's finalizing a DVD type thing, because it's so simple and there's no button for it type thing. You have to go into setup and then go into disc edit at the bottom type thing, and then you'll see the finalize of that combo DVD VHS, so that you can play that DVD on other devices. So I've gotten occasionally I pick up a positive comment or two, and that's good, that's great. And so I wanted to do this type thing. There's some decisions to be made type thing. Right now I'm going through my list and I'm looking for the weapons, but you want what the book doesn't do in that same token type thing of not explaining everything through, or other commentary type thing, is that there's two materials in building up your weapon or your accessory type thing, like a power armlet or a silver bangle or something like that, your power wrist or the blaze fire. One being that's organic material type thing, like the chip fangs. They come from natural creatures type thing, or mutated creatures, and you want to start with that type thing and build up your multiplier. And see, there's a multiplier times 2, and from there type thing, in that type of sense, you want to keep working with that and keep that multiplier at times 3. The difference of that is type thing, you will switch to your second material, an inorganic material, a synthesized DuPont laboratory material type thing. So you'll put the coating down type thing, or grind it into some type of coating, and then you'll put like the strips of the inorganic material on the handle type thing to bond it in that type of sense. And you want that experience of the inorganic material at the times 3, because when that's at times 3 type thing, things that were at 300 experience build into your device type thing in that type of sense will be 900 experience built into it, and then you can just spin like 3 of them instead of like 12 ferroelectric film or 12 ceramic armor pieces or things of that type of nature, and it makes it way easier to level up a particular device. Now, the third thing from that type of thing, the third component is, once you do this, it will drop that multiplier. In the book type thing, it explains that the modifier type thing going up to times 3 is good for organic, bad for inorganic. The inorganic will not raise that modifier type thing. Immediately you'll drop that back to a 0 or times 1 modifier, and you have to go back and build that up again. In this one, I have a limited chance to do so type thing, because I only had so many components before the creature comforts type thing. Later on type thing, I'm going to put up another video where I sold some stuff, which is generally thought of as not the wisest choice of action type thing, and to make that advantage to get into, and I bought 62 chip fangs, and I kept going back and forth to build up the times 3 multiplier, and then spending the rest of my inorganic material. So right now, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going back, I'm putting up that bonus up to 1.25. I'm trying to use as much organic, natural occurring material, natural teas, as possible type thing. If you wish, like natural teas, anything that can try to set you to think of the natural organic component and the inorganic component, something that you need to grow in a lab, or like Monsanto or DuPont or something like that, and to put together more in a chemical engineering sense, something more designed. And so that's really the key, like a off switch type thing and an off on, organic, inorganic, organic, inorganic. And then watch that multiplier type thing. If it falls to times 2 and not times 3 type thing, you want to go back or just wait before you try to do so. Let's see, a fourth component to that type of thing, on my webpage at chadbrown2012.co, instead of a .com website, I've got a link to a site that has the experience for some of the accessories, for all the accessories and the weapons type thing. And most of the accessories are about 1,300 a level for 5 levels, so it's like 6,500 to like 9,000 experience. So you don't want to waste material going into it either type thing in that type of sense, and then go in and spend like 10,000 or all your inorganic material for something that was going to just cap out at a star type thing within 300 experience. So you really want to watch yourself type thing in that type of sense. So like say you're in the last level, you're at level 5, and then if you spend 300 more experience, you'll go to star on a power wrist type thing. And you're like, I'm going to go spend like 10 ferroelectrics and add 2,700 experience in there. There's really no point in doing so. It's not going to, once it goes to that 300 to that star type thing, the 2,400 extra experience in it is just waste. So you want to kind of budget as close to possible type thing to what the max is of that device. That's really key, because then from there you've got other party members, and then if you have other organic material, and I already, my device type thing, like off and on type thing, organic and then inorganic, you could go do it too, like another device type thing, say like a silver bangle or a regular bangle type thing for hit points. And in that type of sense, you could, especially for some of them like Hope or Lightning, Hope develops a second accessory type thing, and I think Lightning does too. And so now you've advance the power wrist, you advance the blaze fire up to a 200 strength, and then you advance the bangle type thing of hit points up to maybe just like the second or third level type thing, but still extra hit points type thing in that type of sense. And so it might provide like 75 hit points instead of 50, and in its second accessory slot. And that's really helpful type thing. So in this video, I start working with some of the materials type thing, and I'm sitting here trying to calculate and look up strange fluids, sturdy bones, torn leathers type thing. And you want to just keep pieces in a Monte Carlo casino roulette type thing to see which one of them is going to do exact experience without going over an experience on either device, your accessory, on your blaze fire, and things in that type of sense. And that would be great. That would really put you ahead type thing in that type of sense. Changed my whole experience as far as playing the game. Made it a lot more enjoyable, because there's a lot of the levels type thing where I'm still not getting the exact spoils type thing, or I'm not getting more of the stars, and just an experience of like, yeah, we can do it type thing in that type of sense. And it's like, man, I hope we make it type thing. And it really changed the nature of it. But once I did this type thing, it put it back up into like, hey, you know, we can do this, and and I'm joining with the video game and fist pumping and stuff. So it's really great type thing. And here I'm sending my strength up type thing. I opted to get into this one type thing. I did something totally crazy. I sold the important pieces type thing that were give you resistance type thing, because they weren't giving me enough resistance compared to the damage that was critically all over the place on my machine, as usual type thing, like some Dead Poets Society, think Walt Whitman type thing. And so in that type of sense, I always seem to have an experience where it's always critical, but in that means, so with that critical type thing, the 10% takeoff type thing was, I'm already being exceeded my hit points by 150, 250 type thing. I didn't want to wait around for it anymore, so I took a more aggressive approach type thing of like Anakin Skywalker's aggressive negotiations type thing, an aggressive tactics. Moved to a more forward position type thing, and decided to just do more damage rather than wait it out type thing for more controlled, better operation or operandi type thing. And it worked. So what I did here type thing is I knew I was going to get another spark plug later, a spark ring, and ember ring later, despite taking the 20% damage that I was taking from lightning in that type of sense, or something in that nature. So from there type thing, I sold those devices. They were like $2,000 a piece. I sold some Phoenix Downs because of the 5-star program, and those were like $500 a piece. And then I took all the stuff that I could to sell extra instead of like weapons type thing, and I put that in there, and that created enough money for me to buy ferroelectrics, up to 37 of them. And then with the rest of the chip fangs and sturdy bones, I got the multiplier going, and then I put the ferroelectric film, which has like a 106 experience modifier times 3 afterwards type thing. Is like 318 per ferroelectric. And that allowed me to build up the power wrist on lightning and her plus strength from a blaze fire type thing, doing up to, I believe in this one, 228. And along with that, in her Crystrum arena of license point build up type thing, it really put her ahead and made the difference in my experience within the Final Fantasy game. So I want to encourage you to experiment with it, but definitely look forward to it and have the means to make a difference with lightning in the Final Fantasy experience. Thanks for listening to me. This is Chad Brown of 1D8 plus 1 Leonid Orbs. Please have a great one, and thanks.